You're now watching real footage captured from the International Space Station, orbiting more than 400 kilometers above Earth. In this sequence, the station begins its journey over the Pacific Northwest of the United States, gliding past the snowy mountains of Alaska and the western coast. As it moves southeast, the vast landscapes of Mexico and the turquoise waters of the Caribbean come into view. Farther ahead, the green forests of Central America stretch toward the northern edge of South America. From this height, the curve of the Earth is unmistakable. Oceans, clouds, and continents blending into one living sphere. Each orbit takes only 90 minutes, but from space, every minute reveals a new face of our planet, bright, calm, and beautifully alive.
You're watching real footage from the International Space Station, orbiting more than 400 kilometers above Earth. In this segment, the station descends from the North Atlantic, southwest of Europe, toward the African continent. Far below, the ocean gives way to warm coasts and islands. Cloud streets trace the prevailing winds over open water. Crossing the shoreline of West Africa, the colors shift dramatically. Gold and copper tones of the Sahara is spread to the horizon. From this height, you can read the wind in the sand, long wave patterns, dry riverbeds, and ancient dune fields that have marched for millennia. The landscape softens through the Sahel. You may catch hints of green river valleys and seasonal lakes, narrow ribbons of life that push southward. Ahead, Central Africa turns deep emerald. The Congo Basin appears as a vast carpet of rainforest, broken by bright clouds and towering storm tops. Rivers twist like silver threads, carrying water toward the Atlantic you've just left behind. Near the end of this pass, the terrain opens to the Great Rift and the wide plains of southeastern Africa. Coastlines brighten in the midday sun. The Zambezi and broad deltas point to the sea. The Mozambique Channel comes into view, and to the left, Madagascar stretches along the horizon, a separate world of mountains and forests. In just a few minutes, the station has crossed an ocean, a desert, a rainforest, and an entire coastline, a reminder that this is one planet moving quietly beneath a single sky. In this segment, the station rises from the southern Indian Ocean and approaches the northwest coast of Australia. The deep blue turns to rust red as the outback comes into view, deserts, dry riverbeds, and long shadows etched across the land. Moving northeast, the station glides over the Timor Sea. Below, shallow waters shift from cobalt to turquoise, revealing reefs and continental shelves. The Australian coastline falls behind, and the islands of Indonesia appear, a chain of volcanoes and forests stretching across the equator. Cloud towers bloom over the warm seas. Narrow straits thread between islands like bright silver lanes. From this height, human presence is subtle. A few straight lines, faint ports, and occasional plumes from distant peaks. The curvature of the Earth is unmistakable, and the horizon glows in the midday sun. As the pass continues toward the western Pacific, the archipelago fades into scattered islands and open water. In just a minute, we've crossed continents and climates, a calm, continuous view of our living world from the quiet of space. You're now seeing real images captured from the International Space Station. The station glides south over the Mediterranean, passing above Greece and Turkey. Soon, Egypt appears below, golden deserts and the shining path of the Nile, stretching endlessly toward the sea. As the station moves farther south, the land fades into the darker tones of Sudan and the Red Sea coast. From this height, all borders vanish, leaving only the colors and textures of a single living world.